everybody, it is your friendly neighborhood Texas gal, and I am coming to you live today because I had something that happened that has maybe happened once ever in the whole time I've been selling, and I thought it would be nice to come on and talk about it because it is a question I get a lot, and it is what happens when you have an item that sells that you have cross-posted on eBay, Etsy, and other platforms. What do you do then? And I know that I've had a lot of you guys say in comments that you are too nervous to cross-post on multiple platforms, and even for a while there was a big shebang going around about it being, against eBay's terms to list on other platforms. Anyway, so I thought I would come on and talk a little bit about that because it happened. It happened to me. It's one of those, right? I survived the cross-post apocalypse, if that's a thing. Anyway, so I wanted to come on and do that. If you're new here, hello, my name is Margaret. I'm a reselling homeschooling mom that flips things on eBay and Etsy and other places to help support my family. And so let me just start by saying I've been reselling for, I don't know, I should have thought of the numbers before I started talking to you about it, a number of years. I've been reselling for a number of years, things that I find at garage sales and estate sales and thrift stores and things like that. And yeah, so I cross-post on, at first it was just eBay and Etsy, but now I cross-post on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, and Bonanza because this is a pretty fair chunk of my income, and it's for me to be able to pay my bills and do all that fun stuff. Fun, it's so fun growing up. I have to maximize my potential of buyers, and so that's why I cross-post on all these different platforms. Hello everybody in the chat, and Yannicka Quilt, thank you so much for that $2 super chat. That means a lot. It really does. And I see Didsy Angie there, and hello Mary Lucas, Lucas. Like I don't know your name anyway. Okay, I'm gonna say hi some more in a little bit, but hello everybody. So that's why I cross-post, and a while back, and again, frequently I get the question, what do you do if it sells at the same time? And I've always said, I think before I could say it never happened. It just never happens. And maybe it had happened once before, and I always had a plan in place, but it actually happened yesterday. So look how happy I am about it. I'm not happy about it, but it stinks, but it's something that happens. Now I can't say never. Rarely. And what happened was I had this, I have a picture to show you. I had this, it's like a hair ornament barrette thing, and I saw that my phone had a notification. I turned my phone off, or the ringer off when I'm trying to focus on other stuff, and the sale had come through. I think it was recording a video is why because I don't normally turn it off. So the ringer was off, so I didn't hear the cha-ching. And when I hear the cha-ching, even like my kids know, if they hear it, they bring me my phone, and I immediately go and I take it off of the other platforms. And this item sold, and I saw it sold. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I went to go take it off of Etsy, and it wasn't there. And I was like, that's weird. It's not there. Okay. So then I just didn't think anything else about it till later in the day, and I started getting ready to box things up, and because I know I cross-posted it. So then I start worrying, did I sell it on Etsy a long time ago and forget to take it down? So then I went to look at my sold listings on Etsy, and there it was in my sold listings, but not shipped. So it had sold also, but for whatever reason, I didn't get notified about it, and I don't know. So what did I do? What I did was, and this is the unfortunate part, especially for my Etsy buyer, is that when an item sells on eBay and Etsy, my choice is that I have to cancel the Etsy sale because Etsy and eBay are a little bit different in the way that they rank sellers. I know that's not the correct terminology, but, and I know getting dings and getting penalties and all those words are not correct, and I'm sure somebody will tell me what the actual verbiage is, but it does affect, when you cancel sales on eBay, it does affect your seller ranking, and your ability to make top rated seller or whatever all the levels are. I think you know what I mean. I'm not going to get, nitpicky about the vernacular of it. You know what I mean. But Etsy doesn't work that way, and it is unfortunate. And yeah, Etsy does still pay attention, because when I canceled the sale, I had to put what happened, and I just, honestly, I could not fulfill my sale. And I wrote a message to the buyer and all of this good stuff, and just refunded it. No, and I wish I had 2 of them to sell, but I don't. And then I also looked to see, was it the same person? Because maybe they were like, oh my gosh, I need 2 of these barrettes, and now I found them on 2 different places, but it wasn't even the same person, because I thought, well, maybe that's what happened. No, it was just 2 totally different people in 2 separate states that wanted the same item at the same time. And that is rare, but it happens. So, going forward, does this mean I will never cross-post again? No, it doesn't. I will absolutely continue cross-posting my items, because I need to get as many eyes on my merchandise as possible in order to make sure I'm maximizing my selling possibilities. So, and I see some questions in the chat. So, trying to think if there was anything else before I jump into the chat. So yeah, that's that. And okay, so let me look at the chat real fast. I'm sure there was something else I was going to say, but I'll come back to it if I remember. Okay, they're closing the door. So hello in the chat. Hi, Dizzy Angie. Thank you for coming. Gina says, oh, Julie's asking if I'm seeing double. Okay. I don't know. No? So Gina said, this happened to me a couple weeks ago. Both sold to the same person. She was very understanding. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I could see that, where it's like, yay, I found the same thing on two different sites, But it happens. Christine says, I've done it multiple times. Yep. Thrifty Paper. Julie says, Thrifty Paper Garden says, I had a buyer inquire about both of my listings on different sites. They wondered if it was the same item listed. I have had that happen before too. And also that has happened because sometimes I'll run a sale on a site and somebody will say, hey now, you've got this listed over on eBay and it's like $3 less than you have it listed over here. And I will always honor the lower price. Like, just whichever site you want to buy it on, let me know, and I will honor the lowest price. But I mean, most people are understanding. Most people understand you're making a living. You're trying to peddle your wares, right? I mean, you're trying to do your best for your income. So yeah, most people are understanding. And if they're not, well, it's not your problem. Not my problem, I guess. That's their choice to not be understanding. And Anna says, how can I cross-post? Do I have any videos about it? I do. I have a couple. I think there's a video where I talk about cross-posting, and I'm like, I got my hands in like handcuffs, because for a while there was a big. If you have been reselling a while, you know the roller coaster of things that come and go, and the dramas that happen. Drama must happen in the reselling community, and somebody will start, some little random thing will pop up, and everybody will like, the sky is falling, right? So there was a big shebang a while back about, it's illegal to cross-post and it's against eBay. They will not allow it. And that's not true, because eBay even allows Bonanza to pull their listings to populate on Bonanza's site. Like, if that was against eBay's terms of service, they would not allow any other company to come in and scrape information from their site. I don't know what eBay gets out of it, but I don't know. And then automatically when it sells on eBay, it turns off on Bonanza. That it wouldn't happen, right? I mean, same thing, but there's some of these cross-lister things that it's like it'll take your eBay listing and cross-list it to other. They have to get permission, I'm guessing, to be able to go into eBay's information and scrape that out. I mean, if I'm wrong, I have a feeling that they would put the kibosh on that if it was not okay. Anyway, water. But yes, I do, and mostly, and I just recently started doing Poshmark and Mercari. Bonanza automatically grabs my listings when I upload onto eBay, so I don't even have to really mess with that. I haven't had any sales there, so. But Poshmark and Mercari and Etsy. I was using an app called I think it's called Cross Posted or Cross Listed or whatever, and it was okay, but it was, I think it's like $10 a month. I gotta find a better deal. Anyway, and it was doing all right for me, but I was trying to figure out if it was worth it, if it justified the time and the effort, and was I making enough sales to justify that it's $10 a month. I don't know. So, my chat jumped. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There we go again. Okay, Kathy says, don't you just put the note cross-posted on multiple sites on your listing? I don't. No. I don't think yeah. Mary says, canceling on eBay, sale on eBay gives you a defect. Yeah. And Diana asked a good question. Why didn't you give it to the first buyer? It doesn't seem fair. I'd take the ding if it was my fault. I'm just saying. That does make sense. And initially also, I was like, usually my sales on Etsy are a little bit higher because I do post things sometimes a little bit higher on Etsy. Not always, but I run more sales on eBay. So a lot of times my sale on Etsy ends up being higher. Also on Etsy, my profits are higher because they don't take as much as far as fees. So I could be making as much as $1, $2, $3 more on my sale on Etsy. So I'm also taking the fall, like by not making as much money by canceling that sale. So, and I guess I could have tried to figure out who it was that got it first, but I didn't. So but I guess that's just something, a personal preference. I guess you'd have to decide on your own. But I do it because I don't want to get the defect on eBay that way. So, let's see. Oh yeah, the notifications. Some people have been saying, Annette, I'm not sure I'm saying your name right, because apparently some people are getting late notifications on YouTube. And then I've had some people say that they were unsubscribed and they didn't realize it. And then also like the notification bell, if you click it, there's a way where you can set it to get all notifications or just some notifications. So you have to go in there. I don't know. There's videos about how to fiddle with that. But I've seen that too. So, Mary says eBay will suspend you if you get too many defects. Yeah. And I don't want that because that's part of my income. That's, how I pay my bills and stuff. So, Just QB says, selling things online is such a headache. I sell on Facebook and I can't handle it. It's totally different on Facebook. Like, I can't handle selling on Facebook. I just can't. I've tried. Even local stuff. Like, I don't know. One time, because I was doing, before I moved here, there was a group that was a buy local type of group, but it was just for women. So I felt a little more comfortable doing that, meeting people. And one time I was going to meet somebody to sell, and she didn't show up. And okay, that's normal. I was like, hey, what happened? You didn't show up. And her reason was, you didn't remind me to show up. I was like, well, nobody reminded me to be there. Like, who's supposed to remind me? Like, grow up, be a grown-up, do the grown-up thing. Anyway, some people just don't like taking responsibility. I don't know, for themselves. It's annoying, to say the very least. Okay. So, Tammy says, I cross-post on eBay, Etsy, and Posh. Never happened to me. Knock on wood. Doesn't it make your overhead more? Maybe. But a lot of sites, on Etsy, it's 20 cents a listing. Poshmark and Mercari, I don't think there's any listing fee to list an item or to take an item down. It's only when you sell it, right? I'm pretty sure. But yeah, as far as that, because Etsy doesn't have like a monthly like eBay's fees are all I never understand. I feel like I'm probably getting screwed or something because they're so they're like different fees for this and different fees for that, and and so I just whatever. Okay, but I think it's worth it to get more eyes on the prize. So yeah, Veronica says Facebook is way worse than eBay. I feel like people waste your whole day over $2.50. Yeah, and I think too like on Poshmark, I mean, I get so many lowball. I mean, I don't really care. Give me a lowball offer. I'm just gonna say no, or I'll just ignore you and not even respond because I don't know if that hurts your selling on Poshmark either. But I'm like, I'm not even wasting my time responding to that, So, yeah. Krista says, I use a spreadsheet to keep track of what is cross-posted? I don't. I feel like that's just another step. As soon as I hear the cha-ching, I'll go and open all of those apps and just take it down real fast. And it happens every now and then I'll miss it. Somebody messaged me the other day because there was a spoon, that ladle that I sold. And I went to go and thank them, but I took the item down. What did it sell on? It sold on Mercari or Poshmark. Anyway, and so somebody messaged me and said, hey, didn't that just sell? And it's still up on this site. And I took it down, and then when I went to respond, thank you, it wouldn't let me respond because I had closed the item out. So whoever you are, thank you for telling me. But it happens every now and then. So, but I usually catch it. I'll when I'm scrolling through my items for something else, I'll see it and be like, hey, wait a minute, that already sold. So, doop-a-doo. Many sellers put cross-posted on multiple sites. I don't. Yeah. Laura says, I cross-post most things unless they're on the more expensive side. Put in the chat. How many friends we got watching? Put in the chat right now. I don't usually do this to tell you what to do. But put in the chat right now if you cross-post or not. I just want to see, like, the breakdown. We were doing a Zoom class the other day, and they had, like, a little poll you could pop up, or put your hand up type of deal. I want to see, like, how many of you cross-post and how many of you do not cross-post, just to get a breakdown of the action. Yeah. Okay, and I'll look back at the comments and stuff. Okay. Didn't get the... Oh, wait. Oh, Ginger, we were just talking about people not getting their notifications. Look, I felt my phone buzz. I have my ringer off again because I'm live. Now I'm going to turn it back on because I'm paranoid. Let's see. I already read that one. Chris Plus. Oh, yeah. Debbie says it's happened. Months later, it sold. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like I go through my listings fairly frequently when I'm going to take something else down. So I feel like I'll catch it. I might or might not. And the thing is, I think getting stressed out about it is a waste. I mean, there are other things to get stressed out about. It'll happen. It won't be the end of the world. You just, take responsibility and be like, sorry, this happened and I'm refunding you and my apologies. And then they either understand or they don't, but you've done the best you can. I mean, all you can do is the best you can do, right? And be honest and forthcoming about things. And that, I mean, what more can you do? You can't, this is why I mute. But yeah, that's all anybody can do is just the best they can. And just honestly, if you make a mistake or you're at fault, then just honestly say, this happened. My apologies. I mean, you could always say, here's a coupon code for making it, to make it better or something. Jean says, I bought a mug on eBay only to find out a few days later it was cross-posted and my money was refunded. I didn't give negative feedback, but you would next time. You were very disappointed. I mean, and that's the thing. It's just a personal preference, and I guess everybody... That's the joy and the problem in this world. Everybody has a different opinion. If everybody would just do what I say and think what I think, no, I'm kidding, then we would all just get along way better. That was a joke. Please note. That's a joke. Okay, yeah. Dizzy Angie saying Mercari and Poshmark, no fee to list. Okay, good. Carissa says I'd rather package all day before dealing with Facebook peeps. That's been like, as much as I'm glad to be getting sales, lately I don't know what it is about packaging. It doesn't normally bother me, but lately I'm like, oh, time to go pack sales. Oh wow. Okay, it jumped. So I'm seeing lots of people are saying I do, yay, 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 yay. So it seems like a lot of people do. A few are like, no, I'm not so sure, or maybe coming soon. Yeah. Geraldine says my sales always happen when I'm sleeping. Oh, no. Pardon me. Okay. Oh, I missed that. Dahlia was talking about, has anyone tried perfect listing or list perfectly? I'm thinking of, I have to look at the different, because I tried this other one, and then maybe I should try them all and do like a side-by-side comparison. Money though, right? So it's just money. Are you afraid? Okay. Dizzy Angie says that she uses List perfectly. It's great. You used to use a virtual assistant to cross-post. Oh, okay. I'm always so nervous about virtual assistants. I'm not sure why. Maybe because, did you guys read Where'd You Go, Bernadette? Or see the movie? So good. The book was really, really good. But she had a virtual assistant that was just like fleecing her of all this money. and it was just, yeah. She was talking to the virtual assistant, leaving messages like it was a diary or something like that. It was really good. So, okay. So most of you are saying you cross post. Just making sure. Do I feel double posting is worth the extra cost? I think so, because the only real major cost is in time. Some noise out there. Because on Etsy, it's just 20 cents a listing, and that lasts for 4 months. So it's really, and then on the other, Poshmark and Mercari, unless it sells, you don't really have a fee. So I'm automatically going to list it on eBay and then Etsy, because those are my top 2 sites for selling. So it's not that bad. And then I have a link for 40 free listings on Etsy if you should set up a new store. So whenever somebody clicks that and gets 40 free, then I get 40 free. So I have a few listings that are, freeze. But even if I didn't, I would still do it for 20 cents. Definitely. Megan, good question. Is Etsy only for handmade or vintage items, or can jewelry be sold there? So on Etsy, you can sell vintage, and vintage now is like 2000, anything 2000 and before, or 2001 and before. I don't like that the thought of that, but it's 20 years, right? And so anything vintage, and then jewelry, it has to be vintage, or it has to be a supply where it's like, let's say you've got a bunch of beads or a whole mess of dirty tassels laying around, and you want to put it up there as a craft lot, then that could be, like, if I put a whole bunch, I could put a whole bunch of this. I could just put a whole bunch of this, even though some of it's new. But if I label it as a craft supply, like if somebody was going to take that and use it to make something else, then I could sell it up there. Handmade stuff, digital stuff can be sold there, print on demand, digital downloads. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. The only thing you couldn't sell there is, like, got a brand new box of Legos over here, brand new set, like that kind of stuff. But pretty much anything else, it's pretty wide open. The very few things that I sell, because I sell a lot of vintage stuff mostly, yeah. And then I get the question a lot, well, like, how do you know, let's say I've got these earrings, how do you know that if they're vintage or not? There's no date or time, or, they're not obviously old. But my thought process when, like, sell something like this is it something that could have been made or reasonably made 20 years ago? Yeah, I think so. I saw stuff like this 20 years ago. So yeah. Now, is this something that was probably made 20 years ago? Probably not. And I know that. Some not that I would list that anyway, but, or something that is clearly, from, it's got a tag and it's like from Chico's like last season. I'm trying to find another example. I think you know what I mean. Something that was clearly like recently bought from a store. Then like, oh yeah. Like this Juicy Couture. I don't know when this was made, but the chances of me putting this on Etsy. I mean, Juicy Couture was around 20 years ago, but I don't know if this is a current bracelet or an old bracelet. So I would just try to figure out like that. Oh, thank you. Yes, please click the thumbs up. Joni says, I use List perfectly and you love it. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Because, I mean, the cross, whatever one I was using before was fine. I'll have to see. On List Perfectly, what sites does it cross post to? And somebody mentioned Depop. I've never done that one before. And I'm looking. Oh, my tassels. Jolly says, you cracked me up with the tassels. They're so gross, though. Aren't they? Dirty tassels. They're so gross. And Michelle says, do I set a goal for how many items to list each week? I set a goal, but I promptly break it. I probably haven't listed in a couple weeks. I have photos that I need to get listed, but with this whole thing that's been going on, and my mom's been staying with us for, it's either been 3 weeks or 3,000 years, one or the other. If you're watching, Mom, I love you. And then before that, my sister was here, and then before that, my brother was here. So it's been kind of like a revolving door, and homeschooling and cooking and cleaning and working and da-da-da-da-da. This is me pulling my hair out. But yeah, it's been wonderful. So once things kind of settle back into a normal routine, then I'll get back to listing again. But I try to list at least 5 a day. Sometimes I get more in, but I would try to list at least 5 a day. And sometimes that meant I stayed up till midnight. I mean, because, I'm a single mom, and cooking, cleaning, schooling, because I homeschooled before all of this, etc., etc., etc. Sometimes I would just have to wait till the kids went to bed, and then do it then. So, okay. Elisa says, how do you determine which silver or gold pieces to scrap and which to sell? Usually if it's damaged or something like, yeah, usually that's it. If it's damaged, I'll put it in my scrap pile. Foul Mouth Garden says, sometimes on marked jewelry, the logo changes can help date the piece. Yes, absolutely. Yannicka says, I've lost the passion for resale. How do you do it so you don't burn out and find the passion again? I switch what I'm selling. I'll try to learn something new. That's what keeps it fresh for me. I'll try to learn something, if you're doing clothes, because for a while there I tried doing clothes. Oh, I hated it. Oh my gosh. It was just like, oh. And I know people love it, and I'm not criticizing that, but just try to learn, try to make it, like, let's learn something different. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to learn all about plastic. Or I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about music and CDs and things like that. So that would be a cool thing to, I don't know anything about, toys. Well, I do, but I'm just saying, like, try to find an area to breathe some fresh air, fresh life into your reselling business. Because if it can get easy. Even when I was just doing jewelry for a while there, I'm lying. I never got tired of jewelry. But clothes, for sure. So, but it was nice. I will say, when I was just doing jewelry, when I started expanding out again, because I saw the writing on the wall with needing to make sure I had more diverse income, starting to pick up new things again was really kind of exciting and fun. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Tammy. She says, I really love all your recent videos. Much gratitude. I'm so glad that, and I've been getting really nice messages from people saying that the jewelry unboxing videos are really cheering people up, and so I definitely, I've been trying to do more of that. and actually I tested silver yesterday, and that was going to be my video for today. Then this happened, and I thought, you know what, let's do this, and I'll talk to you guys. Oh yeah, Gina says you should be taking advantage of the 50,000 free listings that eBay gives us till the end of April. I can rarely get the amount of listings that I have listed. It's just hard because I got 2 young kids. They gotta eat, you know? And if I just tell them go eat something, it's just like cheese and crackers and meat and not anything. I mean, let's just not even talk about constipation, okay? We don't want to go there. But I have to mom, you know, and I have to daughter also because my mom's here and etc. So, I don't know. Sometimes things, you just say things and you're like, did I really? Okay, whatever. Oh, Kathy Joe, thank you so much for that super chat. She says, have a great day, Margaret. Love your videos. They help keep me sane. Thank you. And I love your little icon image. That's cute. Thank you for that. So, Jessica says, the jewelry hauls have given me the buying jewelry lots in the middle of the night. I can honestly say that was me last night at 1 a.m. on Shop Goodwill. Because why wouldn't I be? Because I couldn't sleep. What size store do I have? Oh gosh. It's the one where I think I pay $50 a month, $40 a month. I get $50 in free shipping supplies every quarter, if that helps you any. So, yes. So, only 5 thumbs up. Oh yes, go hit that thumbs up button. Okay, so that's basically what happened as far as the cross posting. I'm glad we got to chat a little bit more too, and I hope you all are having a really good day. And yeah, I'll see you. I do have a video recorded for testing silver, and specifically, what if it's marked silver and it's magnetic? And so we, yeah, I made a video. I just have to edit it. Jessica says, how do you get threaded boxes? Good question. Somebody messaged me earlier that the thread up like 15 items was on there, and then I went and looked and they were sold out like that. So I don't know. I still have a couple from before all of this. I'm looking right now. I have no, they're not available. So yeah, they definitely, yeah. That's the premium store. Tammy says I pay $29 and the next store is $69. Maybe it's $29 that I pay. You see how much I pay attention. I go by how many listings I have and when do they start charging me again for more listings. And then that's when I know, like, okay, I have 400 something listings up there now, I think. So as soon as it gets to the point where I have to start paying out of pocket more than what the store allows, that's when I move up. Reclaim by Angel, our threaded box is usually good. They've gotten a lot better since they technically stopped accepting jewelry. So thredUP used to sell jewelry individually, but then they stopped. And they stopped, quote, accepting jewelry, but people still send it. And so now, since they don't sell it individually, it all goes into their boxes. So a lot of people are getting nice stuff. The last few that I've opened were still pretty nice, but I haven't gotten any lately. I've seen, and that's somebody, I don't know, anyway, whatever. Premium store is $1,000 a month. Once I get there, yeah, once my store gets, I don't know that it'll get that high, because I mean, maybe once my kids grow up, and I don't have to homeschool, and that'll be just my day, is like shopping and listing, like a fancy free lady, just... This is what I do apparently when I'm shopping. Anyway, if you see me out shopping and I'm not doing this, remind me. Shopping. Okay. Anyway, other people apparently too. All right. I hope you guys have a really good day, and I will see you on the next one. Do something to make yourself happy today. And I will, yeah, see you later. Bye, everybody.